I want to give a little interesting story about the upcoming Russian Olympics and the cost over expenditures, cost overruns for the upcoming Russian Winter Olympics in 2014. Now, originally, the story came out, and I got the stories right in front of me. Basically, it was stated that Vladimir Putin criticized the guy that was running the Olympics. His name is Ahmed Bilalof, Bilalof, Lov, excuse me, and he was fired from as deputy head of the Russian Olympic Committee in February of this year, 2013. Now, he fled Moscow because he said he was poisoned by mercury. They actually found mercury in his blood. He's being treated for in his body. He's being treated in Germany. And actually, they said they got a copy of his medical report from Germany and Baden-Baden. They found 4 times the normal amount of mercury in his blood. Now, later on it comes out, and this is probably just how Putin works. He gets caught on something. It's somebody else did it. Or if something goes wrong, he's got somebody he blames. Somebody's competition, they get investigated. Somebody gets too big, they're a crook. Something. That's his whole game. And I don't know how many Russian people believe that, but I know on the internet, there's a lot of people think he's the hero against the Rothschilds. He's a reformer. Oh, bullshit. And actually what I realize, the world is full of stupid people. That's why you're going to have dictators like Putin running this show. Because he's supported by idiots. That's really what it comes down to. But it looks like they got a couple of Russian opposition figures. One was Nemtsov, Nemtsov, and Martinsnyuk. Wonderful names, very English-sounding names, But anyway, they said what was going on with the 30 million cost overrun. It was going to Putin's friends, his associates. So, that would be kind of an easy thing to prove. Where did the money, in other words, there was no, bids or anything like that. The contracts weren't put out, and you bid against this one, you bid. No, they were just awarded to people. That's going to be pretty easy to prove. So Putin's accusing, the other guy, the guy that was running it, of profiting by this. But if all the bids were going to Putin's friends, that's going to be pretty easy to prove. It's not going to be like a gray area there. And, when you're making this kind of... it totally makes sense, too. With Putin, the guy is, freaking loaded, and there's people walking around, still thinking that he's a reformer. That's why you have dictators, People are stupid. So, but anyway, it looks like back when we had the 2010 Olympics, it looked like Vancouver, Canada, they spent only $6 billion. This budget for Russia is going to be $51 billion. So it's like a major cost overrun. But, Putin's got the patsy here, It's the deputy head of the Russian Olympic Committee. He's the problem, right? So that's according to Putin. So he got mercury poisoning in him. So I guess they try to get rid of him. Typical fashion, right? And Putin's going to be like, I better investigate this. Oh, yeah. He comes off like a real, straight-faced, stoic, caring, polite Christian. Guy doesn't give a shit about nothing. He doesn't even give a shit about Russia. That's what I'm going to say about him. He doesn't care about Russia. You know what he cares about? Vladimir Putin. He's an egomaniac, man. And if you're Russian and you see this and you get all bent out of shape, I'm just telling you the truth the way it is. You just got to open your freaking eyes. You got a real asshole dictator running your damn country again. And Medvedev would have been a lot better, Because guys was doing sometimes of reforms, at least on the outside. I don't know. Maybe he was run totally by Putin. That was just to give Russians a taste of freedom for a while and then to put the hammer down again. But, it's not going to be tough to prove. Where did the money go? If these are all associates. The thing is, even think of it this way. I know people are going to say, well, he can't do much. He can only do so much against the big, powerful, crooked elements in Russia. But, it's going to be pretty easy to prove where the money went to. And if they're associated with Putin, he was approving of the whole damn thing all along. It was only when it came to a head and it got exposed, then he's got a fall guy. And he was hoping he was going to be dead, I guess. Mercury poisoning, right? So, basically, I'm going to say this statement. In Russia, the state is the mafia, and the mafia is the state. That's what's going on. And you people in the West, you think the Rothschilds are bad? You ain't seen nothing yet. That's all I got to say.